What's up, ladies and gents, this is Ghost, and I'm back with some more Starcraft 2 today. It has been a while, hasn't it? I'm sure, as you guys are aware, I've been crazy with school at the moment, or well, not at the moment, but for the past month or so. And I just recently threw up my first Battlefield 3 video. That's done. So for any of you here who have subbed for Starcraft 2, fear not. I am starting some casting. So we're going to be starting off today with a game between Mr. Taurus, and this is actually a user submitted replay. I believe he is, well, he told me in his email he was anywhere between Bronze League and Gold League, so I'm not exactly sure which league he was in when he sent me this game, but it's one of the lower leagues. He sent it to me, asked for some help, and I thought, you know, maybe some other people out there watching can use that help, so I thought, okay, I'll go ahead and cast this game. So this is going to be a low level gameplay between Mr. Taurus here playing Terran against his Heron opponent by the name of Keflavik, which is actually quite ironic because I don't know if you guys are aware, but I actually live in Iceland, which is a small Iceland in the, or a small island rather, in the North Atlantic with a population of only 300,000 people. Keflavik happens to be the name of a town within Iceland, so the chances of that are really minute. That's quite funny. This guy definitely has to be an Icelander. But nevertheless, we shall continue. Now, what is Taurus up to? Okay, he's walling in here, getting his barracks down. Keflavik is getting his barracks down as well. He seems to be somewhat behind here. I'm not exactly sure why that is. I suppose his opening just, you know, wasn't quite as good as Taurus's. Or COWZ Taurus. I think we'll just call him Taurus for the purpose of this replay, because I don't really feel like saying the word COWZ particularly much. So he's going one gas down here. That's good. Hopefully he's going to throw some workers in there and make me a happy man. He's going to build a couple, well, he should be really building one marine right now. And definitely the timing of that refinery was late. By now he should have this refinery up with two, well, rather three workers inside there. And the norm is to build one SCV, or rather one marine, sorry, and then get your orbital. So I'm a bit worried at the fact that he hasn't gotten an orbital yet. He just seems to be building workers, and at the moment nothing at all. But let's see how Keflavik is doing. He's doing much worse. He only has 7 workers at the moment, so that's pretty damn terrible. And I'm not really sure why he did that. He sort of walled in and then decided to wall in at his natural. So, not exactly sure what the purpose behind that is, but maybe we'll see. We'll see, you know, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And Taurus appears here to be pushing out with a couple of marines. He's going to go see what he can do, try and get some work done. 3 marines, in fact. I beg your pardon. And there we go, he's finally got his orbital up and running. I'm going to have myself a sip of water, because my voice is absolutely dying right now. So apologies for that. What the hell is he doing? So he walled in, then he was like, okay, no, I'm going to wall at my natural now. And now he's gone like, okay, no, I'm just going to wall at my main, and I'm going to sort of retreat. I don't know if he scanned and saw this or what, or if this is just bad planning on his part. But either way, it's a bit of a cock-up. And Taurus is pushing up the ramp now, he's taking out an SCV, and he's now pounding on the barracks. And, oh dear, he doesn't seem to have a single marine here to defend. He's got 3 queued up. And Taurus is storing up a lot of minerals right here, you know, he's up to 400, and what's he done? He just dumped all those minerals. I thought he would just threw down a command center, which is what I would have loved him to do. This would be a perfect moment right now when you're pushing up into the enemy's base. You've got him on the defensive. Throw down a command center. Use that time to expand. He has 300 minerals, and here he has 5 marines queued up. That is bad. You only want to have 1 unit queued up in each production facility, maximum. So okay, now he's thrown down a factory. Really, like I said, oh Jesus, he's got 4 SCVs queued up there as well. And he's soon to be supply box. So he's doing a nice job putting on the pressure. It seems here Keflavik has managed to build a few marines and fight him off. But at the same time, you know, it's all very well and good putting on some early pressure. But if you forget about what you're doing in your main, you see his minerals are racking up right there, 550. Whereas Keflavik, he's concentrating on his base, he's defending. his minerals are actually a lot lower right now, so he could actually pull this one back. You know, never forget about what's going on at home. If you're a new player, I would really suggest concentrating on macro, you know, building up your base, expanding, building units, building SCVs, building supply depots. Yeah, great, he's expanding right now. And, you know, don't worry about rushing into things. And you see what's happening now. Keflavik has managed to get out more units than Taurus has. And he's pushing out, and he's actually almost equaling him now in army size. Workers, oh dear. Keflavik has actually slacked a lot on his worker production here. So, not good by him. I mean, I can see from this game, let's have a look at the APM. Yeah, Taurus has a higher APM. Not that that is the be-all, end-all of, you know, skill level by any means. But I can see from various factors here that Taurus looks to be a little bit of a better player than Keflavik is. Now, for any of you worrying here, like, I'm actually a Diamond League player and I don't really have any interest in watching a lower league game. I am going to be playing, or rather casting games from all skill levels, you know. I will be casting pro games, I will be casting my own replays, you know, and I'm around Platinum, maybe Diamond level. I'm not actually sure at the moment, but I used to be in Diamond Low Masters, so I will be casting my own games once I've gotten back into Starcraft 2 and started playing again. And I will also be casting these low-level replays, you know. I just think a lot of my viewers are from the lower leagues, and they can just make use of this advice. And I really just don't see that many YouTubers, you know, throwing up games of Bronze League players, except for Husky. So, you know, I think it's a good idea. And what do we have here? Keflavik has gotten Widow Mines out. That actually could be a lifesaver for him. I don't know if Taurus... Let's have a look here, shall we? Does he have any idea? Well, no, he really doesn't. He has no idea that there is a factory out at the moment, so that could really sting him in the arse if he comes waltzing into Keflavik's base. On the other hand, though, Taurus does have siege tanks up right now, which are one of the best counters, really, for the Widow Mines. As long as he saves his energy for scans, he should be in good... He should be, you know, he should be safe, as far as I can see. Why he has no orbital here, I have no idea. This is just a big, big waste. Orbital commands, you know, throwing down mules and having that scan helps so much. And oh shit, what's going on here? We got... Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, dear, dear. So he just waltzed in straight into a line of siege tanks. Always scan Keflavik before you go in. He has no idea what's there. Okay, now he knows there's a bunker there, but I'm pretty sure before he had no idea. Oh dear, he hasn't even scouted his base. So he basically just waltzed in with his entire army before he scouted anything. That is a bad idea, mate. So here we see Taurus going in with a dropship. Where's he headed? Okay, he's headed up here, so he looks like he's going to either drop the expansion or he's going to drop his main. Keflavik is still lagging behind in workers a little bit here, so... You know, if he gets a lot of his workers taken out right now by this drop, he is going to be in the shit. And he's pumping out those Widow Mines. He's liking the Widow Mines. I'm not really liking how many production facilities he's getting going here, you know. He's only just constructing his natural, which I might add is under attack. And oh dear, now he's gotten it cancelled. So he's now on one base, and he has 2 barracks, 1 with a reactor, 2 factory, 1 with a reactor. And he's got 1 starport, and he's building a 2nd. There is just no way that he has resources, you know, to cover all of these buildings and keep them all in production. He's not even building SCVs, for God's sake. Now he comes in with the Widow Mines. Oh, good save there by Taurus. He goes up into his... Oof, well, close one. He goes up into his dropship there, tries to get out of there, uses the boost, maybe a little bit too late, but nevertheless the thought was there, so that's good by him. He was paying attention to what's going on. But once again, he's slacking back home, you see. Oh, there we go, he's supply blocked, and now he's going, oh shit, throwing down 4 supply depots, calling down supply there. He could have used that for a mule instead, had he not gotten supply depot and gotten more minerals. And well done there, so he hasn't attacked this building, he's got these units on attack command. But what do we have here? Oh no, War Widow Mines. Taurus, watch out Taurus! 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 Oh snap. And that's what happens if you don't pay attention. If he would have been paying attention to his army, he could have scanned. So, you know, really this is the name of the game. You've got to harass your opponent and keep them on their toes, but at the same time you can't be harassing and using your units and, you know, micromanaging them and leaving your base, you know, all messed up and not keeping on top of your supply and your production, your expansions, all that kind of thing. You have to stay on top of all this. And definitely as a newer player, you want to be concentrating on macro first and foremost. And, you know, when you get a little bit better, then you can start doing things like drop harass and all that good stuff. Now, he's getting a nice composition up here. He's gotten quite a few dropships out. He's getting Hellbats and Marauders. So he has plenty of meat here, really, to absorb tank blasts, should Keflavik actually decide to get tanks out. He's now building 2 tech labs. And he's building a 3rd starport. I don't believe it. He hasn't even expanded yet again. I have absolutely no idea what he's thinking. And now we have 4 Hellions, or rather Hellbats now I suppose, in the base. Oh dear, they've just destroyed all those supply depots. So Keflavik is going to keep on being supply blocked for the remainder of this game, and he's now getting all of his SCVs taken out. Oh, a lot of Widowmines go down there. He manages to take out 3, or rather 2 of the Hellbats, but 2 survive. He took down lots of Widow Mines there, and he took down a lot of SCVs. We only have 7 total SCVs remaining for Keflavik. So I think that's actually going to be... I mean, it must be a good game for him at this point. You know, he has no army. He only has 7 SCVs. There's not really a whole lot he can do right here. And he has nowhere to mine. However, he does have 500 minerals, so he can build a command center here. Or he seems to be opting to float his command center down, so he's going to try and continue right here. That's admirable of him. But I think this is going to be a lost cause. Here we see Taurus moving out and making the final push. Now, I will say to you guys that Taurus was the submitter of this replay, and, you know, while he did go on to win the game, I would really recommend, if you're thinking of submitting a replay to me for a sort of, you know, for a review or a sort of cast, then I would rather you submit a game where you actually lose, because, you know, you always learn more from the games where you lose rather than the ones that you win. I mean, of course, people want to have their games casted where they win because it shows them in a better light, but at the end of the day, if self-improvement is what you're looking for, send the game in where you actually lose. And despite the fact that Taurus actually wins here, he did make plenty of mistakes, and had he been up against a better player, he would have been doomed, you know. I mean, if the enemy would have had his production okay, he would have been making SCVs the whole time, and he would have been doing some drop harass here. This is a prime place for drop harass. This may have been a much better game. Alright, there he goes, finally moving in. I was wondering why he was you know, contemplating retreating there for a minute, it seemed. Keflavik says Terran is the weakest race. I can't really agree to that, because I play Terran and I love them. Okay, I meant they were my worst. Okay, so now he's saying that they're his worst race. So perhaps he was playing random right here. And, oh, poor guy, I see what he was doing now. He was trying to get Banshees out, and he was going to go fuck him over with Banshees. But, unfortunately for Keflavik, too little too late. But Jesus, man, look at Taurus's minerals there. I realise at this part of the game he's given up, but, you know, stay on top of those minerals. He could have definitely expanded a 3rd time. One big mistake that players make is they think they've won, so they sort of stop expanding, stop building workers, you know, and they just concentrate on pushing out those army units. They push and push and push and think, I'm going to overwhelm my enemy. But then your enemy will get some sort of a counter up to whatever army you have, and they'll decimate your army. And if you haven't kept on top of your macro, you're going to realise that you can actually go on to lose the game. So Keflavik leaves there. I'm not exactly sure why Taurus is still in the game. He just, I don't know, he seems to be having fun, you know, taking out the enemy base there. But anyway, guys, that is gonna do it from me for this one. I hope you learned something from this cast. And Taurus, mate, I hope you learned something especially. I hope you see this game. And if you're thinking of sending something in to me, you can send replays to ghostmbb@gmail.com, just like Taurus did. By any means, feel free to do so. And if you're lucky, I will cast your game in the coming future. Preferably, remember, guys, a game where you lose. You're gonna learn much more that way. Anyway, guys, this has been Ghost, and thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed the content or found it useful, please feel free to subscribe and like the video, and I will see you very soon for some more. Cheers.